Welcome to the DK Garage. This is the PrizePicks show. I'm Joe. That's Jeremy. We're here hanging out in the garage, having a good old time. We've got some PrizePicks to talk about. We've got a lot of fun things happening with the elimination race last week. We've got Las Vegas Motor Speedway this week. A lot of connotations in the Vegas environment going on. A lot of MGMs helping get this event out there. It's the South Point 400. Lots of different angles to look at. PrizePicks is one of them. What's your excitement level for this race?
I am very excited. We talked about it in our rundown video. Be sure to check that one out. This is a pressure-filled race for all the playoff drivers. No one wants to go into Talladega or the Roval wanting points or needing points. They want to try to get this win early. So it's going to be it's a tough week. I got to admit. I mean, I think there's some advantages there, but man, it's tough. But from a entertainment standpoint, I am excited for this race.
I'm excited too, and for all of you out there, thanks for watching. We're going to give you a lot of information about our picks here in a second, but before we get into that, there's other sports going on right now: football, college football, NFL, and Major League Baseball. We're getting ready to have playoffs for that. But you can pair all these NASCAR picks we're talking about here in a minute with those other sports. You want to fill some folks in on how this PrizePicks action works if they have never played it before?
It's pretty simple. That's what's great about this game. You're going to pick 2 to 5 drivers or 2 to 5 players, whatever sport you're playing. And you're going, in NASCAR's case, you're betting against, or you are picking against the fantasy score that PrizePicks has projected. It's based mostly on finishing positions, but there are laps led that count. So you do kind of need to factor that in on guys like Larson this week. That can really make a big deal. But other sports, you got their, rushing yards, passing yards, things like that. So it makes it a lot of fun. PrizePicks also this weekend, they are going to be doing some flash sales on a few NFL players. So sign up, use our promo code GARAGE for the NASCAR aspect, get a little extra money in your bankroll, and then be looking out for those flash sales. I know there's going to be some good players. Kyler Murray, he's going to be one of them. Russell Wilson.
Aaron Rodgers.
So should be a big fun weekend from a PrizePicks standpoint.
Again, that promo code is GARAGE. 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit, so take full advantage of that. But let's get into the NASCAR drivers this week that we're high on. I think we can start with one that we both like. I think might be somebody that does really well. We talked about him extensively in that race day rundown episode. William Byron. I think 32.5 is his fantasy score this week. Getting a top 8 finish to me seems almost doable very easily. I think he's a top 5 guy, and we've seen the consistency in this package, 550 horsepower package for him and this team overall. Top 5's there every day. He's been third in this package overall this season. I'm all over William Byron on the over.
I'm right there with you. I'm on the over. The scores that we are given right now, these are hot off the press. PrizePicks just put these out as we're recording this within the hour. I do expect some of these lines to move. So if you get on this early, I like the over here. But if we start seeing a drastic change, I think that may open up the board. So I'll be looking up until race time Sunday evening to see, maybe I can pair it with some of those guys we talked about earlier. But for me, Byron is right there at the over. It was tough. These lines early are tough, but I think a guy that I really like is Austin Dillon. They are projecting him currently at 26.5. That's going to be a 14th place finish or better. I like the over. I believe I mentioned, or you may have mentioned it in the rundown, I think he's a legit top 10 threat. Anything can happen in these races, but he's going to be, I think, pretty solid. So I like the over on Dillon.
Man, I landed on Dillon too. I've got the over there because he's averaged a top 10 in this package this year on mile and a half. So that's where we're at in Vegas this week. He's got 3 top 10s in that time frame, which well exceeds the value he needs to be. I would imagine he's one of the guys that moves when there are adjustments. I'm looking at someone on the underside, potentially over at the top, or I guess more in the middle of the scoreboard, Christopher Bell. They've got him at 30.5 points. I'm seeing him struggle a little bit in the mile-and-a-half package, 550 horsepower package especially. I think him getting a top 12 is questionable. He has averaged almost a 20th position finish in this package. That's why I'm taking the under on Christopher Bell.
You know, I like that one a lot. I'm not too worried about Christopher Bell having a strong day. It can happen, but we just haven't seen it from this team in this particular package and style of track. So I actually like that under a lot. But my next pick that I'm going to give out is going to be Ryan Blaney. Him and Penske have been really solid over the past few years at this track, and he's been really solid on mile-and-a-halfs this year. They have him projected at 32 points. I'm going to take the over. That's essentially a 9th or better. I think he's a guy that can also lead quite a few laps that may help you at the end of the day, because he's a guy who could drift back a little bit, but I think he's going to be in contention for most of this race if he's able to keep that nose clean.
And I've got one more pick, my final pick, probably my favorite pick, Chris Buescher. I think based on everything that we talked about throughout the week in our preparation for this race, going through the garage thoughts, the data pool that you put together for this race, there's a lot of things to like about him. They've got the fantasy score at 23.5, so I think him being able to get a 17th position finish is really achievable. In this package that we're running at Las Vegas, he averages 12th as his finishing position. So to me, he's a steal at this price. I am going the over on Chris Buescher all day long.
I like that a lot. I think I'll probably be pairing that with some of the guys I've already talked about. My last pick is, I like to try to give out at least 4 solid picks. And like I said, the early lines, man, I was having a tough time with some of them. I always feel a little bit more comfortable betting the overs that's what I like to target. The unders are just so hard to really get right. I mean, you're really saying this guy's got to struggle. It was hard for me this week. So I'm going to pick Matty D, finish with 27 points. I'm going to take the over. That's 13th or better. They're in affiliation with Penske Racing. Like I said, Penske's been pretty solid here. He's had some really good runs here. I think he finished second in both of these races last year in this equipment. So he needs a good finish this year to kind of really help his career out. This isn't my favorite pick, but I still feel pretty confident in putting it and pairing it with some of these other guys I already talked about.
Well, we gave you a few picks to choose from. If you want to take advantage of that deposit match offer, go ahead and use that promo code GARAGE. Whenever you do, it helps us out. We also would love to see you hit that subscribe button because we know that content is relative to what you're looking for this week. And we always love to see winners. So if you win, hit us up on Twitter. Those links are down below in our description. Jeremy, this is going to be fun. I'm excited. Do you have anything to add before we get into the Las Vegas action? I'm excited for this NFL week as well. There's a lot of exciting matchups from a lot of different angles. This is going to be a fun week in every situation we're looking at.
No, I'm just looking forward to wrapping this up because the trucks are on right now. That's a playoff race for them. That's going to be exciting. We got the first playoff race for the Xfinity Series on Saturday. Then the first of this next round for the Cup guys on Sunday. Plus, like you said, NFL all day. I don't see myself doing a whole lot on Sunday, but kicking back and relaxing. So this should be a good one.
Awesome. Well, we also do a Draftkings contest. It's free to enter. So if you want to take advantage of some free action in a different environment, this is PrizePicks. We do the show, but we also have a lot of content in the Draftkings element as well. So drop your Draftkings tag below if you want to get in on that free contest. We'll get you on that weekly invite. But man, I'm excited to get this race underway. For the DK Garage, I'm Joe, that's Jeremy, and we'll see you next time.